With some recent incidents like the one at night trading making headlines, more investors becoming less comfortable with things like high-frequency trading, which leads us to wonder, is the traditional broker model the reason the public does not trust the street? Joining us this morning here at Post 9 is ElliotWeissbluth, the CEO and founder of Hightower. Gary Kaminsky also with us on set. And sometimes I wish viewers could hear us during the commercial breaks, because we were just talking about what an active month it's been, even in August for you, Elliot.
Sure. We lifted out a $700 million team from Morgan Stanley about a month ago, and a $1 billion team from Credit Suisse last Friday, and we have two teams, team number 35 and 36, joining us this Friday.
And Elliot, we know why people want to go independent. We know the reasons why they would join your firm and leave these wirehouses, these big brokerage firms. But what are they giving up? What is a brokerage team giving up, and their clients, most importantly, giving up if they come to you?
Yeah, so I think the one thing that they give up when they join a firm like ours is that they're used to having a traditional Wall Street name on their business card, and they need that and they rely on that to get business. They're not going to have that when they come to Hightower. Instead, they're going to get a new brand that stands for a different set of values, but they're going to give up what they might have used historically to get new business.
You really think that having that name, I don't want to, you could say a specific name, I won't.
Sure.
You think that helps get business? I thought you think that actually these names are tarnished and actually hurt the broker from going out and getting business.
Right. I personally don't think that, but I'm aware that some teams may think that, right. And we respect that if they're still holding on to a legacy model, which frankly we think is broken, we respect that and we don't try and argue with them, but those are one of the things that they would give up. As for product, as for technology, as for service support, as to access to all the sophistication of Wall Street, when you come to a firm like Hightower, you end up with more products at better pricing and no conflicts of interest. So it's significantly better for the client, but some people are still holding on to a legacy idea of some of these old firms.
We're still grappling with some of the lessons from Knight. Have you gotten a few for us? I mean, what should we be thinking, even as the Journal today runs a piece about their own review of operations going forward?
Yeah, I think what it's highlighting is that there has to be a clear separation for what people view in the marketplace as those firms that are providing a technology service, those people that are providing trading services, and those people like us that are providing fiduciary services. So I think the more of these incidents that come out, the greater the consumer will be educated as to what each of these firms actually does and what the risks are. We don't have any of those risks because we're a fiduciary service provider.
Elliot, the whole industry is going to be watching what happens on September 10th now, where the value of the Morgan Stanley Smith Barney joint venture is determined.
Right.
Many people think that this could be a great coup in terms of Morgan Stanley being able to buy the next segment of this JV on the cheap. Any thoughts in terms of how that will, what the outcome of that will be and who will be the victor there?
Sure. Well, I think that the valuation process is already acknowledging that the integration has not been particularly efficient or successful vis-a-vis the technology platform. We're getting a lot of intelligence from brokers that want to leave, especially the Smith Barney folks that view the Morgan Stanley systems as less sophisticated than what they had at Smith Barney. You also have a culture clash that's causing brokers to leave. So I think inside the valuation process, at least as it relates to the segment that we work with, you're going to see attrition of brokers that are leaving because the integration has not been particularly well done.
And just to clarify that is from the Smith Barney, from the Citi side. Some of the brokers that were on the Smith Barney side have been frustrated with the technology platform that Morgan Stanley has implemented. Is that what you said?
That's correct. And some of the Morgan Stanley folks, what they're seeing is the cutting of service levels because they're laying off a lot of people. And you lay off service and support people, you cut the service to your clients, you have unhappy clients, and those advisors are now talking to us.
Some other culture classes we could talk about, too, if we had time. Elliot, thanks for coming in.
My pleasure.
ElliotWeissbluth.
Thanks, Gary.
European close is coming up next.